You're listening to the Obscura Dossier, Episode 6. Entry Not Found. Statement of Jordan Davis, delivered March 12th, 2009, regarding a gas lamp located off Elder Street in Spitalfields, and what lies beyond its light. Statement begins. Right, so I work nights here. Comes with the job. I'm a bartender down at the Gilded Heart on Brick Lane. Been there a few years now. It's decent enough. Good tips. Not too many fights, though you get the odd one who don't know when to leave. Still, it pays the bills. I'm always walking home late, round 2:30 by the time we kicked everyone out. Cleaned up, locked the place down. Never bothered with the night bus. Can't stand 'em. All pissing and shouting. I like the quiet anyway. Helps me wind down after dealing with people all night. My flat's up Shoreditch Way, just off High Street, 10-15 minutes if I'm not dragging my feet. I've done that walk more times than I can count. Past the curry houses, boarded up bookies, and that one chicken shop that never actually seems to close. Nothing weird, nothing out of place. That night, February 2nd, something was off. There were roadworks, maybe a pipe had gone. I didn't stop to check. Great big plastic barriers stretching across the road. Them ones with the flashing blue lights that make everything look colder than it already is. I weren't in the mood for walking all the way around, so I cut down a little side street I didn't recognise. Some little back alley named Ashford Fold or something of that name. The sign was rusted out as if it hadn't been touched for centuries. The street was old too. Cobblestones underfoot, real old ones. The sort that catch your shit if you ain't looking. And the houses, they weren't like the usual terraces. Older, Georgian maybe. Windows like black eyes, some boarded, others open, but just still. Dead, almost. It were quiet. Too quiet if you get me. Like the street didn't belong in London anymore. Like I'd stepped off the map. That's when I saw it. The lamp. Big old cast iron thing, leaning a little to one side. Proper Victorian looking. All curly bits and rust. Should have been in a museum or something, but the light it gave off, that weren't right. It weren't orange, weren't white either. It was blue. Real faint, like the colour the sky goes just before dawn, only colder. It didn't light the street so much as soak it. Like the stones were drinking it in, like moonlight in a dream. That's when it flickered. It was just a flicker at first, though maybe the bulb was going. Not that it lit electric, mind, but it pulsed. 3 short flashes, then one long, like it was blinking at me. Then everything changed. I didn't feel nothing. No sound, no shudder in the ground. Just one moment I'm standing under that weird blue lamp on some forgotten London street, and the next I'm somewhere else entirely. Gone with the houses, the cobbles, the night air, replaced by stone. Sandstone, I think, pale, gold, warm underfoot, even though it was still dark. I was in a corridor, wide but closing in on all sides. High walls, smooth glass, no seams, no signs, just endless bloody sandstone stretching on and on. I turned back. Instinct, yeah. Try and retrace my steps, but the lamp, the street, gone. Just more walls. And the sky. Jesus, it weren't like the sky we know it. It was hanging over me like a sheet of oil. Pink and purple. All shimmering like petrol in a puddle. No stars, no clouds, just this thick, still thing overhead. Glowing, but not giving off any real light. And the worst part, it was quiet. Not peaceful quiet, like wrong quiet. No wind, no buzz of a city behind the walls. Even my footsteps stopped echoing after a bit, like the place was swallowing the sound. I should have panicked. I wanted to. But it's like the air was thick with sleep. You ever have one of those dreams where you're trying to scream but nothing comes out? It was like that. Awake but muffled. Everything distant. Still, I started walking. What else was I going to do? I don't know how long I walked. Could have been 20 minutes. Could have been 4 bloody hours. No way to tell. Time didn't feel right in there. No phone signal, no ticking, no sun to move. Just those endless sandstone walls. And that shimmering sky pressing down like a lid on a jar. Every turn I'd make felt like I'd just come from there. But the corners are all slightly different. Sometimes the stone had little scratches or tiny ridges, like it'd been worn down by hands, or claws, maybe. Other times it was smooth as polished marble, almost too clean. Looked a bit unnatural. Then there was that silence, the dead quiet. You don't realise how much noise the world makes till it stops. No humming pipes, no city in the distance, not even my own heartbeat. Like, just flattening out sound itself. Tried leaving marks. Scratched at the wall with my keys. Didn't work. Every time I turned back, the marks were gone, like the stone had healed itself. Maybe it wanted me to keep moving. Eventually I found this slope. Subtle at first, the floor just started tilting upward, gentle like. Barely noticed it till the walls pulled back. The corridor widened as I climbed, and before I knew it, I stepped out onto a sort of raised platform. Not big. Circular. No barrier, no edge, just bare stone open to the air. Or whatever passed for air in that place. I didn't feel wind, didn't feel anything. But what I saw, that maze went on forever. Twisting, looping, sprawling out like veins under skin, vanishing into the haze. The walls were taller from up there. Towering. Too tall. Maybe like they'd grown while I wasn't looking. And at the centre of it all, there was this thing. Not a house, not a tower. It was a shape. Best I can describe it, it looked like a massive stone arch. Or maybe a doorway, but to what? I don't know. It had no walls around it, just stood there, freestanding in the heart of the maze. Way too big to be for people. Must have been 3 stories high. Wide enough to drive a lorry through. It was wrong. Not crumbling or overgrown. It looked intact. Waiting. Its surface didn't match the rest of the stone. It shimmered faintly, like heat haze or reflection in water. Looked smooth at first, but the longer I stared, the more it seemed to shift. Like they were made of 1,000 tiny pieces, all sliding and clicking into different patterns just beneath the surface. And behind it, nothing. Not shadow, light, just this stillness. A void, maybe? Not black, not even dark, just absent. Like looking at a cut in reality. Didn't feel right in my head looking at it. Like a migraine you can hear. I didn't want to go near it. Every part of me said don't, but there was another bit deeper, quieter, that felt pulled, like I'd seen it before, in a dream I couldn't quite remember. I stood there for a long time, just staring down at it. Felt like hours. I didn't notice that the air changed. I don't know how long I stood there staring at it, that arch or gate or whatever it was. I realised time didn't mean much in that place. It could have been minutes, but it could also have been days. But after a while it changed. Not in the sky, and certainly not the maze, but the air. It weren't a breeze. Still no wind, no smell, no nothing. But there was a pressure, like the atmosphere had changed, shifted, like something had moved, somewhere far off. The space around me noticed. And then I heard it. Footsteps. Faint. Far. Just a soft scuff, like someone dragging their foot over dry stone. Could have passed it off as my own echo at first. I stopped, held my breath. Scuff, scuff. Still there, steady. Coming closer. I tried turning to place it, but every wall looked the same. High, dry, silent. Sound didn't carry right. It sort of bent round corners. Made it hard to tell which way it came from. I thought maybe it was just me. Echo bouncing off weird stone. Which is weird because it's the first time that I could actually hear much. So I kept walking, heading toward the centre, toward that arch. Every turn I took, the footsteps kept pace, sometimes closer, sometimes further. I'd stop dead still and there'd be 2 or 3 more steps after mine. That's when I knew I weren't alone. I didn't say anything, didn't shout, didn't ask who was there. I felt like if I did, I'd be inviting it, acknowledging it, like speaking its name. So I picked up the pace just a bit, enough to put space between me and whatever was out there. But the steps got quicker too. Still distant, but no longer faint. There was weight in them now, rhythm, like someone or something was getting excited. Then came that growl. Low, deep. So deep I felt it before I heard it. Like the stone beneath my feet had a voice and had just woken up hungry. It wasn't a sound I've ever heard from any living thing on this earth. Not dog, not man, not machine. It was wrong, guttural, wet. Before my brain even had time to make sense of it, before I could even think what was that, my body had already made the decision. I ran. Didn't look back, didn't need to. Adrenaline hit like a freight train. My heart was slamming against my ribs like it was trying to escape on its own. Legs moved faster than I ever had in my life. Every part of me screaming, move. Not for safety, not even for survival. Just pure, mindless terror. It weren't just fear, it was deeper than that. Raw. Like my body knew something my mind couldn't catch up to. That whatever was behind me wasn't just dangerous, it weren't meant to exist. I ran. No clue where I was going, just turned corners at random, hoping instinct would carry me somewhere that wasn't death. Every turn looked the same, but I didn't dare slow down. The footsteps never stopped, always behind, never rushing. They didn't need to. Like, it knew I couldn't get away. Just taking its time, enjoying it. And the maze started changing. Not all at once, subtle things at first. A wall I swore I'd passed 5 minutes earlier, that same gouge in the stone, a crack shaped like a question mark. I'd seen it already. I was looping back. Only I weren't. 'Cause the next time I turned the corner, the passage was narrower. Just a bit. Enough that my shoulders almost brushed the sides. In the light, that shimmering pink-purple from above, it was dimmer now, like pulsing as if it was alive. I kept running, the stone under my feet got softer. Not squishy, not wet, just like it weren't stone anymore, like it was remembering I'd be something else. And the footsteps, closer. Never sprinting, just steady, measured. A predator's pace. I turned one more corner and froze. The wall ahead of me was moving. Not shifting, not falling, rotating. Slow and silent. Like part of the maze was realigning itself. Blocks slid past each other like puzzle pieces, rearranging to cut me off. No seams, no dust, just motion where there shouldn't be. Like the maze knew. That's when I saw it. Not the thing itself, just its shadow. It passed across the wall ahead of me. Slow, long, stretched out like it had too many limbs, and none of them were what they were supposed to be. Its shape didn't make sense. Twisted one way then the other, like it was folding in on out of itself. And tall, too thin. Like someone had stretched a man and sketched it and then dragged the lines in the wrong direction. Footsteps never stopped, always behind, never rushing. They didn't need to, like it knew I couldn't get away, just taking its time, enjoying it. And I heard that growl again, that low growl, like something was hungry, ancient. But under that growl, I heard breathing, heavy, ragged. It was close, closer than steps, closer than anything I wanted near me. My mind went blank, my body took over. I had to get to that arch. Maybe it was a way out, maybe it wasn't. Didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get there. I had to move faster. Faster than I ever thought possible. I picked up the pace. I ran harder than I ever had, breath burning in my chest, legs pounding, stone like they were trying to shake something off. Every corner I took felt like the walls were closing in, but I didn't slow. I could hear the heavy breathing behind me, ragged, sharp, like the thing was right on my heels even if I couldn't see it. My heart was slamming so loud I was sure it drowned out every other sound, but still those Steps followed, steady, unhurried, endless. The arch was ahead, that impossible stone doorway, glimmering in that weird light. I pushed myself harder, muscles screaming, lungs burning like fire. Every step was a gamble, like the maze might shift beneath me at every second and swallow me whole. But I had no choice. If that arch was even a way out, I had to reach it. And then just as I stretched out my hand, everything snapped. One moment I'm sprinting full tilt towards that glowing arch, the next I'm standing back in a quiet London alley. The same one I never knew existed. The lamp above me, that old gaslight looking thing with its faint blue gleam, right where I left it. City sounds flooded back, distant voices, cars, even a dog barking. The sky was normal, black and clear, no shimmering pink or purple. I pulled out my phone, fingers still shaking, screen lit up. 2 hours and 23 minutes. That's all that passed. The maze had felt like days, weeks, but here, just a few hours. I stuffed my phone in my pocket, looked up at that blue lamp once more, and I never walked down that alley again. Statement ends. The alleyway described in Jordan Davis's statement, Ashford Fold, is conspicuously absent from any official or unofficial maps of London, past or present. Attempts to locate Ashford Fold on site have consistently failed, and local historical records show no mention of any alley by that name, nor any passage matching its description. Furthermore, there are no other known reports of a blue-hued gas lamp resembling the 19th century style lamp Mr. Davis describes. The street on which he normally travelled that night did, however, suffer a significant pipe burst, confirmed by municipal records, which led to road closures and the diversion that caused him to take the detour. Interestingly, during further investigation, one intact 19th century style gas lamp was found 2 blocks away from the reported incident, situated on a well-travelled main road, far from any alleyway or hidden passage, and clearly not near anything matching Ashford Fold's supposed coordinates. This lamp appears to be of genuine Victorian manufacture, restored and still functional, though it emits a standard yellow-orange glow and displays no anomalous properties. This will be filed under Anomaly Code H-077-Theta Beta. Classification: Locational/temporal displacement. Status: active/unconfirmed. Priority: unknown. On a more personal note, something arrived this morning. No return address, just a plain, tightly wrapped parcel left at reception. Brown paper gone soft with age, tied with what looked like waxed black string. Inside, a black Underwood typewriter, pre-1914, judging by the frame and keyware. No identifying marks, no note of origin. Only a single sheet of yellowed paper already rolled into place. The message, brief, off-center and typed with a faint, almost reluctant pressure. She never left. The light does not blink. He is nearly looking. I don't know who sent it or why it came now, but it reminds me of a previous case file I read. I'll have to go through the files and have a closer look. I can't shake this feeling that I've seen this before. End recording. The Obscura Dossier is a podcast created by K.W. Krieger, licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And as always,
Until next time.